Joe is first. No, Jerry, Joe beat you by about 3 seconds. Found some nice parachutes off Aliexpress. There's got to be a better way to get this off of here. Just don't want to cut the parachute itself. Joe Galaska, how are you doing today? I found these hand throw parachutes off AliExpress. They're actually pretty nice. It looks like they might actually be nylon, but definitely not ripstop. But they don't feel like the polyester of the other ones. But I got to get rid of these dumb ball things off of them. That one will be easy. Well, no, that one will be annoying too, because I don't want to cut the strings. There is one issue though. I won't be able to use this for heavy duty rockets. I'll show you in a second why. I don't want to cut the actual material. Ow! Yeah, I'm in my bedroom. I had the computer set up in here and I didn't feel like moving everything into there, so I was like, just do it here. Plus, at the bed behind me, I could put the big atomic filament box on it. Yeah, the atomic filament is it's arguably one of the best filament brands out there, especially as far as quality. But you definitely pay for it, you know, at $33 a roll. But they also have this thing where you can get transition rolls. 10 rolls for $150. They guarantee 70% capacity. So some of the rolls might be over a kilogram, half a kilogram, but they guarantee you're going to get at least 70%. So you're going to get at least 7 kilograms of filament. And 7 kilograms for $150 is a really, really good price for atomic filament. Why can't I get that last one off? There it is. It is good quality stuff, though. It is far superior to your typical run-of-the-mill PETG. More impact resistant, prints better, less stringing, less warping. It really is superior filament. Let's see here. Where is calculator? So, let's see, 150 divided by 7. That brings it down to $21 a kilo, which brings you right into the range of your average decent filament on Amazon. So that's a great deal. But they have limited quantities, so you basically have to go on a waiting list and see if you can snag a box when it becomes available. I finally got the notification on the waiting list and I snagged a box. So we're going to take a look at that. What the heck is this? It's like a rubber ball. I gotta figure out how to cut this open without cutting the shroud line. Hey, Mike. Because if I cut the shroud line, it defeats the point. Oh, wow, nice. Keep an eye out for resin, too. I saw resin pop up all the time as well. Okay. There's one shroud line. A pair of sewing scissors would be a lot better for this. It would be a lot easier. Really, I didn't see PLA all that often when I was in. I guess more of them must be taking advantage of the program. The manufacturers, the sellers. We're not wiring, we are disassembling a parachute. So this is a pretty nice parachute. I'm just getting... I would love to get a hold of that K1 Max. Oh, I'd have fun with that. Wording? Really? I put wording in? No. It says starting to wire up off-grid. I finally got enough stuff to where I think I can begin to... I want to take a... I can't go solar because the cost is just too high when you factor in the bank financing. It's just beyond my means. And plus, I don't want to pay, what is it, 254% interest. That's just stupid. I'd rather just not have it than pay the bank that much money. It should be, it actually, I believe what they're doing is illegal. Because, they're basically stealing government money. And that should be illegal. It's probably a loophole, of course, that allows them to do it, but, the rebate program that they have for solar in the U.S., you basically don't get it. Because the banks steal it by charging an upfront interest fee that's actually bigger than the rebate you get. And if you're not wealthy enough to be able to, you know, get a private loan that can cover it. One more. Where'd the thing go? There it is. Ah. But still, a K1 for nothing? I'd take that. I don't know why Creality shuns me now. I have no idea why. I don't know what I did to them. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go piecemeal. You know, start preparing for off-grid access and start making these work toward it. Hang on a second. Got it. Don't need this. And now I have a parachute. Now the only thing I don't like about this parachute is that they do this, which is a little annoying. There we go, that's what I want. They do this, so your shroud lines is what attaches the parachute to the rocket, and they have these tabs. that they use, and it's just a hole in the parachute. And the problem is, if this jerks really hard, I think it's just going to tear the parachute. So we'll see. But otherwise, that's a nice parachute. Although the shroud lines are a little on the short side. Yeah, they're just a wee bit short. Come here. Got it. There we go. So those shroud lines are a little bit on the short side. But otherwise, that's a halfway decent parachute. I would like those shroud lines to be double the length. That's a really short set of shrouds. Are you serious? What the hell's going on here? I gotta play with that later. But yeah, that's not bad. And it's a thin mill too, so it'll fit in a smaller tube. But I gotta work on that. I'm probably gonna just, instead of tying this into a loop, I'm probably going to tie an additional shroud line onto it. So a piece of Kevlar tied onto that, so I don't have to shorten these shroud lines anymore. But yeah, that's nice. And I got a green one too. These were like, I want to say $3, $3 or $4, which is not bad for a decent parachute. So, and that's a packable too. I can pack that real small. That'll fit in the 60mm tubes, no problem. Yeah, that'd be no problem fitting in the 60mm tubes. This is, well, that's why I'm thinking that when they dropped her, they dropped me as well, because it happened at the same time. So maybe they dropped anybody associated with her. Yeah, I don't, it's the way they work, I guess. I don't know. This was pretty slick. I got a, you know those cables that I get with the power meter built in? Micro USB with the power meter built in. That's actually pretty nice. I also got these adorable little, I'm gonna try selling these at rocket launches. I think I can get $10 a piece for them. It's a little spaceman helicopter Goodie, and it's counter-rotating, so the geeks are gonna geek out on that. I do. 2 counter-rotating blades. Hell yeah, that's super psyched me. But so he floats up in the air, and he's got an induction sensor underneath. So you keep putting your hand underneath him, and he goes back up again. And you can keep him in the air just by putting your hand underneath him. So I thought that was pretty neat. I'm also hoping maybe I can replace the shell with a 3D printed shell. So like different spaceman, rocket, something like that. You know, maybe print out an Apollo astronaut and hang him on there. I don't even know if that's feasible because it's so delicate, it's so light. But that's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, but I got the the Wago connectors. They're not Wago, they're knockoffs. But they do the same thing. And, I got these because they're orange. So you have a C cable with a swivel, and then this one has a triple head. So you have micro, C, and iCrap. But I just love that they're super bright orange. This works pretty good. I mean, this will definitely go up, 4 or 5 feet before it cuts power. So basically it zooms up, cuts power, and comes back down, and then it waits to get a signal, to power back up again, and just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. It works pretty good. Now, what I wish is I wish I could just power it up. I wonder if I cover the sensor, if I could trick it to just go to full power and stay there. I didn't think of that. Let's find out. It does seem to stay at full power. Okay. So if I cover the sensor, I might be able to get it to stay at full power and just see how high it goes. The only problem is it actually has some pretty decent battery life. Well, it depends on if there's, like, I noticed it wasn't powering down until I moved it up. So I wonder if it has an IMU inside. You know, IMUs are, you wouldn't think a $2 gizmo would have an IMU, but they're so cheap now that it might actually have more than just an IR sensor. Like, it might have a an accelerometer inside, so it could tell that it moved. In which case it might not work. But if I could trick it to stay full power, that might be interesting. Just to, you know, see how high it goes. Just make sure there's no wind, because otherwise it's bye-bye. It's going to go away, because it's actually got pretty decent battery life. Okay, I'm going to have to try that. That's going to be neat. And if I could disable those LEDs, I can extend the runtime even more. Although the power consumption of the LEDs compared to the motors is nothing. But yeah, that's cute. I like that. And it even has a nice box. Although half of them get smushed. But so far they've held up. So that's going to be fun. If you guys haven't seen it, they have these new... I've been wanting these for a while, but they sell for such a premium price that I just don't want to pay it. But they finally got these kind of things where you can, you know, spread them out. And it's a little solar thingy. So if I power it on, there we go. It's actually pretty darn nice. So I'm going to scatter these around the yard. And it has different modes and stuff. But yeah, I like that. Plus these are these thick instead of the thin fairy ones. So these will hold up better in the wind here. It does use an encapsulated solar panel, which is not the best. But I'm also thinking about, it's really hard to get this to get into the right shape. So I'm going to design and 3D print a collar to slide over this, and these will clip into it, and that collar will keep them in the right starburst shape. So that will be a project to work on. So what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the outside, 3 in the middle. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe 6 on the outside, 4 in the middle. Yeah, probably do that. That looks pretty good. So 6 and 4. And so the collar will have 6 clips and 4 holes. You'll feed these through the 4 holes, and they'll just sit inside the holes. And then the clips will clip onto these and keep them in the right shape. So that'll work out nice. I still have to take it apart. It does have screws, so it can be taken apart. So see what kind of batteries inside. I doubt I'm going to be lucky enough for it to be an 18650, but we can hope. Well, the other thing is the wind. Eventually the wind's going to hit it, and it's going to push them like that. And you'll have to go out and fix them, because we get 60-mile-an-hour winds here sometimes. So by having a little 3D printed thing to put in the middle there, I can get it to stay the same shape. And I might even be able to get the 3D printed gizmo to lock into this. So it'll actually keep, oh, that's a triangle. That's not even round, it's a triangle. So it'll engage this and come up to about here and give it the right shape. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to work on. I'm starting to build a goodie box for Michelle for Christmas, and these are just adorable. She loves this kind of stuff. They're sunglasses. Yeah, she's gonna love that. But I got a whole bunch of goodies I'm working on collecting for her. Yeah, I can 3D print a butterfly-shaped case for the butterfly sunglasses. Yeah, she'd love that. Oh, they had these for $2. I have no idea how good they're going to work, but they're kind of neat. Just the idea of them. So what I'm wondering is if I can 3D print a PETG bottle to use with these, because then I can make bottles of different shapes. And because this is made for outdoor use, they'll probably have no bottom. I'll probably print them without a bottom or use an open bottom. And then I should be able to make hard points inside the model to mount the wire. So it's literally a, there you go. So it's a little bottle stopper. So this goes in your bottle, and then you have this string of lights. So I think it's 10 or 20. And so this is that copper fairy wire light. And you put that inside your bottle, and it makes the bottle glow at night, and it's got a little solar panel on top and a little rechargeable battery inside. So you can make a little solar powered, how do I turn it off? There it goes. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Although I don't think you could take this apart. There is a seam right here, but I do not see, I probably have to test one destructively. I'm hoping this pops up again, because I'd like to get more of these. That's pretty cute. But using some of the transparent PETG colors, yeah, you can make some nice bottles with that, or decorations, anything, holiday decorations. And then all you need is a little opening in the top that big, and it's a fully integrated unit. It's got solar panel, battery, switch. You just put it in your decoration and turn it on. That's pretty cool. That's going to make for some fun 3D printing projects. SD card, which is bad, so I'm probably going to have to contact them to get that replaced. Like, it doesn't even react when I turn it on. This, I think, is bad. I can't get it to work properly yet. Everything I try to do, it kind of, sort of wants to work, but it never works offline. Oh, wait a minute, it just turned on. Nope, it just turned right off again. Actually, I think it's on. Yeah, it's on, but I can't get it to record. When I press the left or right button to record with either camera, it just doesn't work. And there also doesn't appear to be any way to make it turn off. When I press and hold to turn it off, it just turns back on again. It's a camera. It's a dual 4K, but it's not. It's probably 1080p. At least I hope it's 1080p. Although this one was honest, it says interpolated, so at least they're honest about it. But I'm hoping they're 1080p cameras, and there's two of them. There's a wide angle and a narrow angle. Although the color and contrast of the wide angle is garbage. Ooh. But the narrow angle, which is the one I want, actually looks pretty good. It's got pretty color rendition. So I'm hoping I can make that work, because that'd be a nice higher resolution camera that you can get relatively cheap. But you know, the problem is it's 20 bucks for one of these. It's like $18. And for $20 more, you could just get an 80816, a keychain camera that you know is going to have a good bit rate, a good sensor, a good lens, and be smaller. So not sure if there's any point in this. The selling point of this was the dual lens, but the dual camera. But the problem is the wide angle camera is kind of garbage. So we'll see. Another one of those micro USB. Another one of the little cameras. I buy every order. I buy one of these because they're $2. So every order I get another one of those. I'll build up a little collection of them. So, you know, if I destroy a rocket, who cares? It costs me $2. The rocket will cost more than the camera. HDMI cables. Oh, this was also another good buy. And there's actually two of these available, so you can get two per order. $1.99 for that. And this one says it has an 18650 cell inside, which means you could probably replace. You should be able to replace the cell and maybe even upgrade the cell if it needs it. But it's got it is an encapsulated solar panel, which kind of sucks. It does have two hard points up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those little magnets with hooks on them, and you can take the hook out and replace it with a bolt. So I'll be able to put 2 magnets on here, and that'll snick right onto my sea containers out back because they're made of steel. But it's a solar light. So this, you have on mode. It's 3 modes. So this mode is, it's bright, but then when there's no motion detected, it turns off. And then when there's motion detected, it turns on. And here's your little peer sensor there. Now mode 2 is that it's always on dim, and then as you saw when I moved it, it turned on bright. When the motion goes away, it goes back to dim. And then mode 3 is it's just always on dim. It just always stays on whenever it's dark, which is the mode I would use. Yeah, if you need bright light, it's pretty decent because now obviously it won't run very long at bright setting, but it's only bright when there's motion in front of it. Otherwise, it's in dim mode like this. And it's for $2 freaking dollars. It's hard to argue with that. I mean, that's wow. So yeah, I'm going to get more of these. Now this is an encapsulated solar panel, so that's a solar panel where they've encased it in resin. And the problem is most of these resins are not UV stable. So I'm going to try to spray it with some UV blocking spray to help extend its lifespan. But as it yellows, you're going to have to polish it to get light to go through the solar panel again. And but yeah, for $2 freaking dollars, that's hard to beat. I mean, okay. I got for $2, I got a 10-pack of these. These are finger lights. These are great for little rockets. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you an example of what I mean by that. And these come with a bonus. Well, first of all, you want to make sure they come with the batteries because the batteries get really expensive. But yeah, it's a little finger LED light. Now these come with a projector, so there's a picture in here, and it projects a picture. There's Jerry. Isn't that cute? I thought so. Just collecting these is going to be fun. But now these, the way they're supposed to work is you put them on the end of your finger, so you can do. Oops. Well, hey, good, that comes off. But it comes with a little rubber band you can put on your finger. You can also wrap it around your rocket. But for my PETG rockets, it's even better. Because this will very easily fit inside of that nose cone. So I can pop that nose cone off, drop this thing inside after turning it on, and then launch the rocket, and it'll light up the entire rocket. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to design a rocket around these things. Now, I would actually advise hanging on to the rubber band, since that's going to, number one, it's going to hold the actual light together. But you can also use it to kind of make sure you can push the rubber band up to put pressure on that switch to make sure it doesn't accidentally turn off in flight. And also make sure you put the switch down so that when it thrusts, it's not pulling the switch off. But yeah, these are great for if you want to do a night, you're not prepared for a night flight, but you got a hollow nose cone. You just stick that bad boy right inside your nose cone either direction, and the whole thing just lights up. That's cool. So that's 20 cents a piece. Hello, yes, I'll take that all day long for 20 cents a piece. And it comes with the batteries. But these are a bonus. These little, I wonder if there's different, I wonder how many different ones there are. Now I'm like super curious. And these are also very, well, these are a little less usable for 3D printing just because they're expensive. I mean, you can get the batteries pretty cheap if you buy them in bulk, like, 1 or 200 at a time online. Well, how do you change them? I'm guessing this whole thing pulls apart and you can change the batteries. But talk about dead simple, man. It doesn't get simpler than this. It's literally the legs of the LED going down to each side of the battery. And I bet you this is all, yep, this just squeezes together. Yeah, oh wow, good luck putting it back together. Ha 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 ha! Oh wow. Yep, the LED just comes right out. So that is going to be fun. putting that back together. Holy crap. Oh. One end goes on the switch here. Okay, and one end goes on the other side of the battery there. Oh man, good luck putting this together. Okay, so you can't really change the battery. Not easily. But there's your LED. Here's your case. It comes apart. And you got your 3 LR44s or AG13s there. Oh man, how do you get that battery back in there? I'm guessing that one end of this has to go. It's so hard to see it. I'm trying to see inside, so you kind of need the rubber band. The rubber band holds it together. What's this one? This one is... Who's that? Is that Tom? Looks like Tom. Yeah, it's Tom. So there's Tom. So where does that wire go? So like I thought, oh wait a minute, the long wire goes under the switch and it pushes it into it. And the other wire goes underneath the battery stack. Okay. So it goes like this. Okay, that's not so bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. Now I understand how it works. Yep, okay. That's actually not so bad. That's ingenious, actually. As much of a pain in the ass as that is, that's pretty genius. But that's why it feels so janky. Got it. So you really do need the rubber band, because otherwise it's just going to come apart. Wow, that's incredible. No glue, no screws, no clips, nothing holds it together. Just the rubber band. That's all that's holding it together. Wow. Okay, so for rocketry, we're definitely going to want to put a piece of tape on there. Holy crap, that's ingenious. I'm live, Michelle. What's up? Okay, I borrowed your mouse. Yeah. I'll give it back when I'm done with stream. Alright, bye. Alright, okay. I got a therapy appointment at the same time as you tomorrow for my leg, so. Well, your calendar says you do. Dr. French. No, it's still there. Alright, bye. Jerry said hi. That's, as annoying that is for being cheap, that's genius. I mean, to make it as cheap as possible. No glue, no clips, no screws. I'm guessing they have a jig to put it in. So the way it works is the one leg of the LED just touches the positive side of the or the negative side of the battery stack. The other side of the battery stack actually has a metal dimple thing here that goes to this switch. Let me move that out of the way so you can see it. So that goes to the little switch. And when you push this, all you're doing is pushing that metal plate into the other leg of the LED. You can probably see it in there. So all it's doing is you have that little metal plate like this, and the switch just pushes it like this and just bends it outward. And the other leg of the LED is just sitting there. And when the switch bends the metal part here, it just pushes it into the leg of the LED. Simplicity, that's ridiculous how simple that is. That's amazing. Give him credit for simplicity. Jeez. Which one's this one? This one is blurry. Oh, it's two parakeets. So it's two little parakeets. So some of these are actually pictures. I'm turning the phone off after I hang up with you.
It's not a therapy, it's a doctor's appointment.
Where at?
At the doctor's office in town for my throat, the main doctor's office.
So not the therapy place.
No.
Okay. All right. Bye. Okay, so now I have to see what all of them are. This one is, looks like Minnie Mouse. This one is another Minnie Mouse. Lots of illegal Disney. It's a little blurry. Oh, it's a puppy. So that's a puppy. It's kind of fun just going through and see what they are. Is this in a rocket or car? Looks like Mickey Mouse in a bumper car. This is Peppa Pig. Is that Peppa Pig? This is what was the magical no voices? I keep wanting to say Anastasia, but it's not Anastasia. Well, it's one of the early Mickey Mouse ones, big musical kind of thing. No, not yet. I haven't shown the film yet. I was waiting for people to show up. So this one is, what is that? When Mickey Mouse is coordinating it all, the Fantasia, that's it. I knew it was one of those Anastasia kind of words. Fantasia, that's it. And this is Mickey and Minnie. So lots of illegal Disney with one actual picture of two parakeets. But still, for $2, you get 10 of them. Hell yeah, I'll take that all day long. But those are great for just chucking them inside little rockets. That's fun. Here's the other solar one that you can get for $2. And again, this would be great for 3D projects. This would be good for bigger 3D projects. So the little cork one would be great for like little bottles and stuff like that. This is going to be good for the bigger, more serious projects because it's much bigger. Here's your little stake for sticking it in the ground. Your solar panel, battery inside. This one might actually have an 18650 inside. It does have screws, so I will take it apart. But this comes with a nice long cable of wire. It actually looks like it comes with a leader. Now that's kind of cool. I should not take that apart. But again, it's that fairy wire, so let me turn it on for you. So there, it's that fairy wire. And this one has different modes that you can set. So if you print yourself, for example, a big pumpkin, you can spread this around inside the pumpkin to light it up at night. and it'll all be solar powered. And that's just great for projects too. This is 5 meters. This is 5 meters of lighted wire. That's going to be fantastic for 3D printing projects. I'm going to have fun with that. And you can even make your own light string, for example. Take a rope, wrap this around it, and then have your little 3D printed dangles. This is all from Aliexpress. So Aliexpress is one of those Chinese sites. You have they saw what Temu was doing with the orange bags, so now they have their own yellow bags. Although I think they made a mistake in using this pukey mustard yellow. They really should have used like a brighter lemony yellow. I think that would go over better. But they have apps, they have websites. It's a Chinese site. You buy Chinese junk from China. Now, as with, I love when people say silly things. Be careful, they're collecting all your information. Yeah, you can just deny the permissions to allow it to collect your information. That's not hard. When it pops up and asks for permission, just hit deny. But they're collecting all your details. You're asking a company to take money from you and then ship something to you. Do you think that they can just go yippity whippity boo, fairy dust, and it appears at your doorstep? No. You have to tell them who you are and where you are to ship anything. That's normal information you have to give to any retail site. But it's communist China. They're not communist. You have a great day, B. Dean. They're not communist. If anything, they're socialist dictatorship. There is no communism. The only place communism exists is in Karl Marx's paper of an idea for what he thinks ideal society should be, which could work eventually, maybe, but it'd be pretty boring. I mean, we'd have to basically be Borg drones without a queen in order for communists to work. We're not. Therefore, it can't. The only place communist exists is in United States propaganda. It's the only place communist exists. Russia is not communist. China is not communist. Cuba is not communist. None of them are communist. Russia is a failing nation right now, and China is a socialist capitalist dictatorship. That's what China is. China is the U.S. 30 years in the future. Yeah, because that's where we're headed. But I have no problem with China having access to anything they want about me. They're 15,000 miles away in a different country on a different continent. What are they going to do with your info? What are they going to do? Seriously, what is some Chinese corporation in Shenzhen, China going to do with your info? Who gives a fuck? I'd be far more worried about the far more pervasive information collection that, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter all do. Oh, and those companies are here so they can actually do something with that information. Now, as far as buying Chinese junk, you do have to be careful with that. You can get junk. Now, most of the time when you order through these programs, one of the reasons that you want to order through something like Temu or AliExpress is because Temu and AliExpress are the up-and-coming Amazon of China. They want to be Amazon, and they are. They're very large companies. Temu and AliExpress are very big companies. And because of that, with that in mind, they have buyer protections. As long as you follow the rules, I'm going to contact them and they're going to refund me for this card because it doesn't work. And if I can't get this camera to work, they're going to refund me for that too. You know, they're very good about that because they want you to come back and buy more. Now, there is trickery afoot. They do the same. Amazon does this exact same thing. Amazon does the same thing. You go through a listing of stuff and you see a picture of one item and a price. But that picture and that price don't go together. So what's actually happening is you're looking at a listing for, you know, this camera and this USB cable. What? Why? Well, because, you know, this camera's $20 and this camera's $10 and this is $2. So they get to show a picture of the most expensive item, but the price of the cheapest item. And of course, as soon as you go in there and click, you realize, oh, yeah, the $2 is for the stupid cable. It's actually $20 and $10. Well, Amazon does the exact same thing. So, you know, just buyer beware. Use your brain when you look for this stuff. Now, there are some categories that are iffy. I hate it. I hate it so much. It drives, because it wastes my time. It drives me nuts when it wastes my time. Now, when you're looking at gadgets, you know, stuff like this, there's not much to go. When you're looking at hardware, there's not much that can go wrong. Both of those are actually very easy, Dean. First of all, screws. You don't. You don't make screws in Tinkercad. You just don't. That's not how that works. You go to Thingiverse, you find the screw you want, and you import that into Tinkercad. Good for you, man. So to create threads in Tinkercad, you go to Thingiverse and you find either the screw you want or you find a threaded object that has the threads you like. Well, what it is okay, the reason it works is because you're not looking for this. You're looking for this. All right? So when you go to that thing, that listing, it does have this, and this is what you're looking for. All right? So the whole purpose of doing this is to make their listing show up sooner in the list of search results. So when you do a search on Amazon, for example, for SQ11 camera, one of the most common things people will do is they will sort by price, and they'll look for the cheapest one. So who's going to be first in the list? The guy listing the camera for $10, or the guy listing the camera for $10 but also listing a USB cable for $1.86? You see what I mean? So this guy's cheating to move his listing closer to the top. Because on Amazon, if you're not on page 1, you're screwed. If you're not on page 1 or 2, you're summarily fucked. You're not selling anything. So one way or another, by paying for reviews, by gaming reviews, a lot of times, for example, you'll see this happen a lot. And now this is Amazon's fault. They need to fix this. What they'll do is they'll put up something like this. That always works. And you're always going to get 5-star reviews. You'll get a bunch of 5-star reviews, and then you'll change the item to this. So now it looks like you got a whole bunch of reviews for this, which is going to put you higher in the listings. So for screws, do pay attention to the thread pitch. So if you look at the side of a screw, you have the threads that stick out the side of the screw. Okay, you want the thread pitch to be shallow, unless it's very small. If it's very small, you're okay. Now, as far as threading things together, that depends. If you are putting a real-world screw, if you are buying I don't have one to show you. If you're buying M6 screws off of Amazon and you want to use those M6 screws in your 3D print, you can do that. Just go on Thingiverse, download an M6 screw, and use that M6 screw as a cut tool. So turn it into a cut tool, stick it into your object, and cut. You don't even have to resize it or anything. You can scale it down like a couple percent if you want. So if it's an M6, make it 5.8 millimeters. That'll give you a tighter fit. And basically your screw will thread itself into the plastic. If you're using a softer plastic or you have enough plastic around it that it's not going to crack, you don't even need to put threads in the print. You can just put a 5.8 millimeter hole, 0.2 millimeters smaller than what you need, and when you force the screw in there with your tool, it will thread itself into the plastic. It'll cut its own threads into the plastic. Now, you could also do heat inserts. So you get these brass heat inserts, soldering iron, and you melt them into the plastic. That works as well. A different size hole. Again, you're not even putting threaded holes. You're just putting a hole in there and melting the heat insert into the plastic. And now, if you're going to use larger screws and you're going to 3D print the screw, so you're printing both the receiver and the male and the female. You're printing both parts, like I did when I printed that big launch pad thing. Now that gets a little trickier. So that you're going to have, you design your screw first, and then you copy the screw. You take the copy, you make it 0.2 millimeters bigger on both dimensions, and you use it as a cut tool in your print. You print out a test print, see if it fits. Now when you make it bigger, you can't make it three-dimensionally bigger. You have to make it two-dimensionally bigger. So you only make it 0.2 millimeters bigger on X and Y. You cannot change Z. If you change Z, you alter the pitch of the threads, and it won't fit right. So you print out a test piece, see if your print fits. If it doesn't, go a little bit bigger. Add another 0.2 millimeters to your cut tool. Print it out again, see if it fits. Once you have it fitting, now you know how big to adjust it. You have your printed piece and you have your cut tool. And you use that cut tool wherever you need to put a hole for that size screw that you printed. Now as far as putting holes in your print, well, you have a grid. So you need what's called a 0 point. You need basically home, a 0 point. I don't know if it's stronger. It should be. It depends on how soft the plastic is, and it depends on how distressed the plastic is. No, I did not. I just played around. Now, as far as, let's say I have this, and I want to put 4 holes. I'm making a box, okay? And I want to put a hole here, 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 and here. Well, what you need to do at that point is create 0 points. So what I would do is I would put a work plane here, and then I would put an object on that work plane, and then put a work plane on top of it. Now I can measure from this edge in, however far I need to. And I can place the screw where I need to place the screw. Now, to place a screw at a precise center point, you have to place your work plane, the distance you want, subtract half the diameter of the hole. So if you're putting a 6 millimeter hole and you need that 6 millimeter hole to be 20 millimeters away from the face, you need to make that hole 17 millimeters away from the face. Because remember, your screw is 6 millimeters wide. So the center of your screw is going to be 23 millimeters away from the face, unless you subtract the 3 millimeters first. So half the diameter of your hole, so the radius of your hole. So take the radius of your hole, subtract it from the distance you want from the face, and that's where you put it. Now, if you're putting multiple objects together, then what you do is you put those objects together in Tinkercad, and then when you get your holes exactly where you want them, whatever holes you're putting in. So, for example, if I'm making a box with a cap, I will put the box and the cap together in Tinkercad. I will put my holes where I want them. I will group the holes together into one object, and then I will place the grouped holes. I'll duplicate it. So now there's 2 sets of grouped holes. One will get merged with the cap. One will get merged with the box. And this way, each piece is still separate. Both have the holes, and the holes align because we did them together. If you need to move parts around and then align them later, you need to create what's called a master ring. That's the term I invented. So basically, I have an object, and I want to be able to move that object but recenter it later. What you do is you create a ring that you put around that object, and you join it with that object. That ring has to be bigger than any other part of the object. The ring has to be the biggest part of the object. This way I can now take that ring and object, move it, bring it back, hit center, and it will correctly center them again. Because if you tried to center something like this and this, you're going to get some weird results. Awesome, John. So it's something I call a master ring. If you watch some of my past videos from a couple months ago, I actually go through a tutorial on how to do that. I'll make a better video for that because I think the audio on that one was pretty screwed up. But basically, there's a ring option in Tinkercad. You make a ring. You can make it up to 100 radius. But once you've made it as big as you can with the settings, you could then grab it and make it bigger. Well, again, it depends on the profile of the threads. If you have a printer-friendly threading, then it's actually pretty strong. One ring to rule them all. Now, if you're printing machine threading, then yeah, you're probably right. Another really good deal I got is these bungee cords. I wish I can get the longer ones for a decent price, but they're actually good, legit 8mm bungees. And they have these clips, these carabiner clips on the end. These are really nice. These are great for strapping stuff down to your trailer. I just wish I can get the 1 meter long ones. These are, the 1.5 meter long ones. These are pretty short. That's as long as you're going to get, about 1 meter stretched. Which means I need 2 of them to cross the trailer. But these are nice. I got a bunch of those. I don't know why. I love these silly little expandable cups. And these are actually 8-ounce cups, which is unusual. They're usually a lot smaller than that. So it's the little expandable stainless steel cups. I just like that kind of stuff. It's nice. There's some more of those solar lights that I got. I also started ordering something else that's really cool. Is you know how I have the Wi-Fi plugs so I can turn stuff off remotely? Well, what I'm surprised nobody has done yet, and it's really annoying that nobody has done yet, they also have 433 megahertz switch smart outlets. So it's a little gizmo, power in, power out to your light. You pair it with a 433 megahertz switch that you can put on the wall, and now when you press the switch, the light turns on or off. Then you also have these smart outlets, that you can hook up to, like this here. It's reloading. It's really annoying that it does that. So you have these things, which is too bright. That's why, dumbass. So you have those things, and you just plug your power in, power out, goes to your device. You pair it with the app on the phone, and now you can control it. The only ones I buy are the ones that have monitoring, so they can actually tell you how much power you're consuming. That's important, especially when you're running off batteries. You kind of want to know, I want to know how much power this fan's consuming. I think it could be as low as 4 watts on low, which would be amazing. But what I'm surprised that they don't have, and it's really annoying, I want both. I want the 433 megahertz switch, and I want the smart things attachments. Why can't they put both in one? So what I realized is I don't need the smart outlet. I only need one smart outlet at the power where it comes in. Is the only place where I need the one smart outlet, because then I can just turn each device on one at a time and see how much power they consume. What I need is the switches, so that I don't, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a wire along the center of the house. So one wire running along the whole center. It's actually going to be separate runs, so I can have separate circuits. But it's going to be a wire running along the peak of the house, and then I'll use those Wago style wire connectors to split the wire and run wire to the fan, run wire to the lights, etc. in the bathroom. But I need switches. So right now I would have to run a wire to the light, and then I have to split that wire, one of the wires going to the light, and run a pair of wires back out from the light to where I want the switch on the wall. And I have to do that twice if I want a three-way. That's annoying, so I'm just going to go wireless. And right now they use the, I like the 6-volt ones the best, because that only requires 4 batteries, while the 12-volt ones require 8 batteries. So I want to get more of the 6-volt switches, so that I can basically put a junction box behind the switch in the wall with 4 AA batteries in it, which should power that switch for probably 5 or 6 years, maybe 10 years before I'll have to change those batteries. So I'll be 3D printing all the junction boxes, 3D printing all the closure boxes up top here. I'll be using PETG for all of that, because PETG is somewhat fire retardant. It'll burn, but once the flame goes away, it goes out, which is nice. So I'm getting these 433 megahertz boxes with switches, and I'm getting these smart outlets with the power monitoring. So I'm going to have circuits. So one circuit will come in here, one circuit for the kitchen and living room, one circuit for the hallway and 3rd bedroom, and then one circuit for Michelle's room and the bathroom. And so I'll have 4 circuits with 4 meters to monitor the power. And that's that line of wires is only going to run lights and ceiling fans. And of course, all of my stuff is LED, so there's no high power devices. The most powerful thing would be the ceiling fan, which I believe is 60 watts on high, plus the wattage of the bulbs, which is 18 watts, 2 9-watt bulbs. So I'm going to start designing and printing those. I gotta wait until I get some of the parts in. I think I got some of the wire connectors. Well, these are kind of cool too. These would also be cool for 3D printing projects. These are waterproof connectors. So these are like what you would see in your car, in your engine bay. So this is just a connection that has a seal and a secure clamp. So that is a watertight connection. It goes through a seal on this end as well. Do remember you have to seal both ends of the wire, because water will go through. Water will actually go through the sheathing of the wire. So water will go between the copper and the PVC and work its way into your device. So you got to make sure you seal both ends. But those are watertight, secure connectors. You get 5 of them for $2. Not bad. I mean, what's that? 40 cents a piece? I'm okay with that. But those are nice. I also got these nice little. These are kind of annoying because they didn't come with the batteries. I think it was 2 of them for $2. So they're only $1 a piece, but it's going to cost a small fortune to feed them batteries, because you have to put the LR44s in there. It's little temperature humidity things. Oh, I got the oh, it comes with a little suction cup. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it came with a suction cup, but I got this little temperature thing. So humidity, the unit, and the probe, so I can stick those in my fridge and make sure I can see from the outside what the temperature in the fridge is. So for $2 a piece, I bought 8 of them. Each day I bought one, so that I can make sure I can see the temperature in the fridges. Oh, this is cool. This is a little micro drill. So one of the problems that I had was when I made this model. Seriously? Hold the damn nose cone off? So when I made this model, I'm using screws to hold this together because this is 3 pieces. You have the nose cone, you have the shoulder, and then you have the insert in the middle that has the camera in it. And there we go. So I need to be able to take it apart, plug it in, charge it up, take out the SD card, etc. Attach a shock cord. So I use these little screws and I just screw through the 2 layers and hold it together. Problem is sometimes it cracks the plastic. So I got this little hand drill with these little bits, itty bitty little bits, so that I can how do you open this? Does this just slide? Oh, that's interesting. I think it's like a dispenser because it's got a hole here. I think you're supposed to slide this and then dispense the drill bit you want. Oh, I see. There's the different sizes. Okay. But how do you make it slide? Is there some kind of... Oh! It's got a tab. You have to actually break that off. That's annoying. Ah, son of a bitch. Fuck you. You'll stay there now. Okay, so now this should slide? Yeah, okay. So now this slides. And you can slide it to whatever size you need. So I need 1 millimeter, which should be that one. There it is. Little 1 millimeter drill bit. There you go. Little 1 millimeter drill bit. So now I should be able to take something like this and thread it through the rocket and get a nice clean... Doesn't seem to want to go in. And I just jabbed it. Huh, I gotta rethink this. Maybe that's not going to work as well as I thought. I thought the tip would bite into the plastic. Maybe it just takes more work. That does not seem to want to go in very well. I think I'm going to need to put it into a power drill. Yeah, I noticed that. The early days, they, instead of the acupuncture needles, it would actually be a little drill bit. I might have to heat it up to melt it. There it goes. Okay. So I did finally get through it. That was a pain in the butt. So now I have a clean set of holes through there that won't crack when I put the screw in. That was a pain. Okay. So what I really need is to get one of these little... I wonder if this chuck... Is that chuck removable? It does look like it's thread. No, that's one piece. Yeah, that's all one piece. Yeah. If I had a CNC, I might be able to CNC this down to fit in a Dremel. But I don't. Okay. So it looks like I need to find a, I know they make them. I gotta see if I can find it on Aliexpress so I can get it cheap. I know they make little chucks like this that have an 1/8 inch shaft to go into your rotary tool. And cause that's what I need. I need that to be in my rotary tool. So I can just put it on the low speed, and just sit there and hold it against the plastic until it works its way through. But in a pinch, get off me. In a pinch, that does work, and it cost me $2. Actually, I think that was less. I think this was like $1.84 or something like that. It was ridiculously cheap. And now, of course, I have another 3D printing project because I'm going to stab myself with that. I am going to stab myself with that. So now I'm going to need to 3D print a cap to put over this that'll click into place so I don't stab myself with that little drill bit. So for now, I'm going to put the drill bit... Oh! It fits inside. I didn't expect that. Is it hard to get out? No. That's kind of cool. It goes inside. It goes all the way inside. And then you can close it. That's cool. Okay. I'm going to leave it in there. That's kind of cool, that container, too. I hate the fact that I have to break off the tab, though, because I was going to use that to hang it up. But I understand. That's pretty neat. I didn't know the bit would fit inside there. Oh, here's something interesting I found out. I did not know this would work. So, for example, I have these little USB hubs. Okay? So this one's A. The one I'm using right now on this computer is a C. So it has a USB-C connector on here. And it's just a 4-port hub. You got 1 on the end and 3 on the side here. It's an unpowered hub, so I can't use it with the microphone. Apparently the microphone needs power. What's cool, though, is that I wanted to plug... I started off with one of these. So, a C to A adapter. And the sole purpose was, could I take, one of these micro USB charging cords, plug it into this adapter, turning this into a C to micro USB, and then take my, my standard my little Amazon 30-watt USB-C plug, and could I charge it? And the answer is yes, that works. Well, here's the really cool thing. That works too. I can plug this into a USB charger, and that's a 30-watt charger, so it's got enough power for 4 devices. And I can plug 4 devices into this, and it works. I could basically use this as a 4-port charging hub. That's cool. And I can actually use this one because I have an A to C adapter here. So now I can plug this hub, and I can plug 4 little cables in for all these little gizmos, because the little flying guy has his own cord, the little lights have their own cord. So I could basically use this little 4-port hub as a 4-port charging hub. And now, obviously, it's only going to work for very low power devices, things like this, that charge at 2 or 3 watts. Very low power things. But that's where you need it. That's where you need it. You got all these little freaking things. Like, I got the freaking little lavalier mic, which is garbage, by the way. Don't buy them. They suck. But I got this little lavalier mic, and there's 2 of them. So I had to plug in my Razer, 2 lavalier mics, and the little astronaut guy. And I was able to plug all 4 of them into this. And then plug that into a charger, a little... USB charger, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's awesome. So I'm betting it would work to do something like this too. One of these. That has like 7 ports. So that's really cool. That's just a neat way of being able to use any charger to charge anything. And then of course I got this stack of adapters, which allows me to adapt everything to or from C. So this is turns a regular USB port into a USB-C port. This turns a USB-C port into a regular port. And so I can I just have a little stack of these that I keep together here. So there's my little stack of them. You can get these off of Aliexpress as well. What it is it's a 3-pack of the big ones or a 3-pack of the small ones. So on day 1 you order one of them, and then the next day you order the other, and then you get all 6. But that's just nice to keep in your little toolkit. Just keep a pair of them in your goodie bag so that you can always adapt from anything to anything. You know, as far as USB-C is concerned. And these are good for 10 amps, so they'll do 100 amp charging or 100 watt charging. I also got little screws. Oh, these are kind of cool. It's a set of 5 pins of different ravens, crows. We have a lot of crows around here, and they're just really cool birds, so it was a trinket. But yeah, 1,000 little screws. So these are all the little screws that I'll need to, once I use the drill bit to drill a hole, I can then use these. Actually, no, these are not self-tapping. These are nuts and bolts, but they're tiny. They're 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter size. So super tiny. But it also comes with washers and nuts. So this would be great for micro 3D projects where you need to put stuff together with nut and bolt to hold 2 things together, but you don't want it's tiny, so you don't have a lot of room. It's going to be good for airplanes, rockets, stuff like that, where you need to fasten something together, but it's super tiny, so you can't use regular nuts and bolts, and it's also super light. So we're talking eyeglass size here. So these are, let's see, they're up to, this sticker is blocking the way, but I don't want to take off the plastic because it's keeping everything contained. So I guess I'm going to have to. Okay. So again, $2 for this whole entire kit. So this is screw caps. What are screw caps? I don't know what that is. Looks like washers, nuts, and it looks like it goes from 1 millimeter by 3.6. Oh, they're pointed. Some of them are pointed. 1 millimeter 3x6 all the way up to 2.5 millimeter by 8. So all different micro screws. I got 2 of them. I'll just combine them into one kit. Now, how does this open? I'm almost afraid to open this. Does it just literally just open? Yes, it does. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. You drop these, just write it off. Order another set and take the vacuum cleaner to it. Because you drop this, you're done. Oh, there's a hinge or something there. What are these caps? I don't know what those caps are. Oh man, they are so freaking tiny. Oh my god, that's so tiny. Yeah, we're going to close this back up, and we're going to stick this back in the plastic bag before I drop them all over the place. Yes, absolutely. I'll make a video for that, Dean. Yep, I want that in a bag. Because, man, you drop that, you're done. They're gone. Just order another set and get the vacuum cleaner out. Because, well, a magnet might help. But still, Jesus Christ. Could you imagine dropping all those? That would suck so bad. Oh, my God. All right, we've been on long enough. Let's go through the Atomic. So, Atomic filament is one of my favorite filaments. Atomic and Filamentum are my 2 favorites. They are much higher quality than the stuff you get on Amazon typically, and you can see that by just printing something out, like, for example, like this, which is printed in vase mode, and then give it a squeeze, or even better, whack it. So take something like this and whack it against something. This will just bounce. Oh, I broke the end off. That's because that was single wall, but I was trying to hit this part here. But you can sit here and whack this all day, and that's 10 times harder than any flight is going to experience. Now you do that with a cheap plastic and it just cracks. It's really, really annoying. Especially when you get a really cool color. So that was really weak. I gotta redesign that. So the reason I did it that way was so that you can use regular Estes components. But that was really weak, that little part. Because you see, this is double wall, but this piece here is single wall. And that's so that I can, the reason I did that was so that this piece will fit both this rocket as well as paper parts. But that required me to make this really, really thin, which makes it really, really weak. So I gotta think about that, if there's anything I can do about that. I don't think there is. Not without making it visually ugly. But anyway, that little double wall tube there, you can see it's a double wall, is just stupidly strong. It's really incredible how strong it is. But I gotta think about that. I could have two separate parts, one part for the paper tubes and one part for the 3D printed tubes. So I gotta think about that. So their rolls of filament are $32.99 a roll, and some of them are $35.99 a roll. Like the Blood Diamond Red is $35.99 a roll. And although they do have sales, so for example, I just bought 4 rolls yesterday because they have their Summer 23 discount again. You get 23% off, and of course you're ordering enough. By ordering 4 rolls, you're also getting free shipping. So I paid $107 for 4 rolls. So that's like 25, I think, came out to a kilo, 26 kilogram. Yes. I wish I could play guitar. I suck at it. But let me finish off this bag so I have room to put stuff. That's another one of those solar lights. These are nice. Go look what these they sell for on Amazon. And you'll be on Aliexpress later today to buy some. HDMI to display port cables, and that is it for that bag. Oh, I knew there was something else in there. Okay, that's another temperature meter. I also got a little voltmeter. I want to build a launch controller, so I've been ordering the parts I'm going to need to build a launch controller. So they have what's called short rolls or transition rolls or less than perfect rolls. They're still dimensionally okay, so they'll print fine. They're just like they're like partial, so they can't make a for sale roll out of it. And so when they have enough of it, they put it up for sale on discount. You buy 10 rolls, you get free shipping, $150, you get 10 rolls. You're guaranteed a minimum of 7 kilograms of plastic. So you're only paying $21 a kilogram for atomic filament. And you also have a pretty decent chance of getting cool colors. I always request, if possible, to get no black, but they can't guarantee that. Because the black is the only color I can't really use, or I don't like to use. So I ordered 1 regular roll with it because I wanted that new Candy Burst color. So this is that new Candy Burst color, so I'm super excited to play with that. It's, what's it called? Candy Blast. So it's Candy Blast. So I'm excited to print some stuff out of that. I want to print that camera rocket out of the Candy Blast, just because I think that would look badass. And now the rest of this is the the short rolls. So this is what I paid the $150 for. So what did I get? It looks like I got a few black rolls. That doesn't make me happy, but what are you gonna do? So this looks like Baby Blue V2. So Baby Blue V2. That looks like about half a roll. A little less than half a roll. Ooh, that looks like a full roll. This is True Gold. So that's going to be nice to play with. This looks like a full roll. Actually, I got a lot of full rolls in here. A lot of these look downright full. That is full. Ooh, nice. I got the trans orange I wanted. Look, this is a new roll. So that's a full roll. Hey, what's better? Well, the thing is, you can learn 3D printing. Learning guitar is not so easy. There's an art aspect to that, to music. And some people have it and some people don't. I don't. This is almost full. This looks like it's 90% full. Another roll of Candy Blast. Hell yeah! I got almost 2K of Candy Blast. Hi, kitty. You know I'm gonna pick you up. Hi, baby. You're such a good boy. Yeah. Want to say hi to the critter? Yeah. You're such a good boy. Want to get down? Okay. He wants in the box. He wanted in the box. He's such a good boy. Ooh, this is blue. Ooh, Starry Night. That looks like about half a roll of Starry Night. Hell yeah. Cosmic Graphite V2. Oh yes, that's exciting. See, I don't want to spend the $33 to order a full roll of some of these colors, so this gets me a chance to sample some of these colors I otherwise really wouldn't get access to. This is Perfect Red, so it's just a simple straight up red. Ooh, is this their Perfectly Clear? Yes, it is. I've been wanting to try this. I want to see how clear it is. This is their version of Perfect Clear. Looks like about a little over a third of a roll, maybe. But that's enough for me to experiment with it. This is another full roll. That is absolutely full. So another roll of Trans Orange. And that's full too. So I got 2 full rolls of Trans Orange. Hi, baby. Ooh, I see a Goodie. This looks like about half a roll of Gunmetal Gray. Nice. So what do I got here? I have, let's call that half. Let's call that 1 kilogram. Let's call this 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 7 kilograms. I did it myself. Except now my hair wants to do this. It wants to stand right up. So I gotta train it to stay down. I need my gummies. I see gummies. I want the gummies. Yes, gummies. Ooh, the smell when you open it. I love gummies. They're fresh too. Nice. Yum. But yeah, so that's absolutely 7 kilograms. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe a little more than 7, maybe 7.5 kilograms, maybe almost 8. I'll have to weigh an empty roll and weigh all of them. On one hand, I'm annoyed that I got a second roll of Candy Blast because I'd rather have some other random color I don't have. But on the other hand, it's a really cool color, so I'm kind of digging having two. The cat's in the box. That's what he wanted. He wanted it in the box. Crazy freaking cat. Nice. My problem is reading the music. I suck. It took me like 4 months to learn Morse code well enough to pass my Technocode test. You had to know 5 words a minute or something like that. And I promptly forgot it right after I took the test. Yep, it's gone. What's the matter, baby? He's tearing up inside this box. So, this gave me access to a whole bunch of really cool atomic filament colors at $21 a kilogram. I think that's what the price is. $150 divided by 7, $21.42 a kilogram. Maximum price. If I got more than 7 kilograms, that's cheaper. So you're guaranteed a minimum of 7 kilograms of plastic, and I think I got more than that. And then, of course, I got the summer 23 deal. So I got the 4 rolls for like $26 a kilogram. So that means I will have 15 rolls of atomic to play with for making some models. So I'm excited. That's going to be a lot of fun. And they didn't give me any black. I got some darks, but it's gunmetal gray and graphite, galaxy graphite. So they came through and gave me no black. So thank you, Atomic. So the way the Aliexpress thing works is you load up the app. This does not work on the PC. It only works on the app. So I don't think I can create an affiliate code for it. I haven't figured out a way to do that yet. I don't think I can. I got to contact them and see if there's a way to do that, because I'm going to be making a lot of videos on this $2 stuff. When you open up the app, you have this section called Choice. Here we go. See how it says Choice, and then it says 1 from $1.99? You just click on one of those items, and actually this would work better if I use a tablet. The tablet has a much bigger screen. So when you open up the app, let me kill the app. See if we can get it to do the first screen load. So there you go. Sometimes it pops up a message, but otherwise you just load the app, and you see this choice section. It says 1 from $1.99. Just tap on anything in there, and it will load up the Huh, that's interesting. So you just listen to it by ear. And then you have, here's all the stuff. Now they do mix in some you can see they have different categories. They have, this is hard to do, recommended, this is where we're at, $1.99. Then they also have a $2.99, a $3.99, and then they have different categories. Why can't I make that move? There we go. So then you have different categories. So you want the Toyo things, go to the home appliance section, and you'll see more of those. So you see, it says sold out because I already ordered one. But now the thing is, you can't search. All you can do is scroll. There's no way to search in this section. It's a special section, and what's really annoying is every now and then it'll reload it. Just dynamically on its own, it'll just reload it. And now you gotta start from the beginning again. Although it does mix them up a little bit. So finding the same thing you ordered before can sometimes be a pain. But it's not a big deal. You scroll through here and you find what you want. You have to, if you're in the US, you have to order a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 10 items per order. You can place more than one order. Now you can't order the same thing twice. You got to wait 24 hours. Now it's midnight basically. Now at Mountain Time that's 1 a.m. So at 1 a.m., this refreshes, and I can reorder the same things I ordered already if it's still available for this offer. Think of this as you ever go to a Black Friday sale and they have that really ridiculously good price on that one item, but there's only 10 of them. So only the first 10 people get it. The idea was they're taking a hit on that. They're taking a loss. And the idea was to get you in the store because you might buy other stuff. This is a similar concept. This is a loss leader section, just designed to get you into the site. But I guess as long as it's popular, they'll keep it. So there's a whole ton of these Toyo smart switches. I like the Toyo ones because they are compatible with Smart Life. So I don't have to use a different app. Now, they work great. You can set up timers, you can set up schedules, all that stuff. But I like the ones that have the monitoring, so they can actually measure the power usage and keep a log of the power usage. They do have 2 of those available. One at $1.99 and one at $3.99. Both worth it. So all of these are $1.99, but they're... Now, if you do just want smart switches, shit, you can get you could probably get 10 of them in one order, and you pay $20. Go on Amazon and see what they cost. It's a good deal. So there's a bunch of smart switches. If you're in Europe, they have outlets. They also have US ones as well. It's this thing right here. Those are the kind where you plug your thing in and then you plug it into the wall. Motion sensors that you can work into it. Here's the solar lights that I've been getting. That right there that's this. There's the little $2 camera. So that's the little $1.99 camera. There's the 5-meter light, solar lights. You don't get 2, you only get 1. That's this here. Again, ridiculous price. That's just such a good price. But these are great for when you want to get more advanced with your 3D printing projects. So if you want to light things up, if you want to create 3D prints that you light up, for example, printing a pumpkin, which I'm probably going to do, printing a pumpkin in this trans orange PETG with, pretty good, Joseph, with this inside. So for $2, I can add solar powered lighting to my 3D printed pumpkin. Hello, yes, I'm going to do that all day long. So I'll be using that trans orange to print out a pumpkin and then light it up with the thing. I haven't seen any stake lights. That's weird. I guess they're just not in right now. They're not popular. It's also really good for getting hardware, like here. This one here is nice. That is a 100 pack of glow sticks. In white or green. Hell yeah. They stopped. They're not available anymore, which really sucks because I was buying a lot of them. They have these. I think I have some back here. I'm going to show you. Yeah. You were able to get 60 for $2. I bought it as many times as I could. So these are for your car. Now this is only usable in the summer, spring, and fall. You can't use these in the wintertime. These are little tablets that dissolve in water, and it's windshield washer fluid. Now it's 1 per half gallon, so that means you need 2 to make a gallon, but really you need 3. Oh yeah, very easily modified. So really you need 3. So that means I have enough for $2. I got enough to make 20 gallons of washer fluid. Yes. So I got a whole bunch of that. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of different kinds too. So the ones that are currently available are these, which are really freaking nice. I love these. This is it looks like this. So that's this one here. And it really lights up nicely. It's got a really nice glow to it. I love that. That's going to look great out here where it's not that bright where I live. I'm going to take it apart, see what kind of battery's in it. I'm also going to 3D print a spider web to be able to mount onto here, to be able to hold this to the shape that I want. Really? The stake fell out. So I'm going to 3D print a spider web. I'll design that and I'll get that on Thingiverse. Now that I have a bunch of them, I want to get that done. So I'm going to probably do that tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, that's really freaking nice. I mean, that's just, you don't get better. $2? Seriously? And then the other one they have that's really cool is this one that I just showed you. Again, solar panel, battery, light. This one actually has different modes. Yeah, they'll move a little bit, but I don't want them to move too much because we have a lot of wind here. And 60 mile an hour is common, which is basically what's going to happen is I'm going to set these up to be a nice little burst like this, and then the windstorm's going to come through, and they're all going to do that. So I'm going to make a spider web to kind of keep them where I want, like down here, so they'll still wiggle around a little bit, but they'll stay shaped. So I'm going to 3D design that. And then you have this one. This is going to be great for projects, for printing pumpkins, printing Christmas decorations, and now you want to add some light to it. So this is the your regular fairy light string. And you have different modes, different flashing modes and stuff like that. It keeps turning on and off because the solar panel is exposed. Now all of these do use encapsulated solar panels, which does suck, but that's not that bad. A little toothpaste, sandpaper, every couple of years you'll have to sand it off and re-clear coat it. But yeah, that's nice. Little stake, comes with everything you need. You undo this. It's 5 meters, so there's 30 feet of lighting wire here that you can wire into whatever project you want. That's a really nice deal. Again, $1.99. And then this one's this is almost cooler. This is a little tiny string. I think it's 10 or 20 LEDs, and it's got a little tiny battery and a little tiny solar panel on top here, and that's a little tiny wine bottle, solar paneled bottle light. So you can go to the dollar store and buy those, cheap little bottles, stick this in it, and create your own little fairy bottle, or 3D print something. Okay, so 3D print some pumpkin bottles and some St. Patrick's bottles and Christmas bottles, and then you can light them up with something like this. That's really cool. And then they have the finger lights I showed you earlier. Although I don't think these are available anymore. I've been trying to get more of them, but I don't see them in the list anymore. So these are little finger flashlights. They have little projectors on them too, but it's a little LED finger light. Comes with batteries. That's important because otherwise the batteries would get pretty expensive. These are great for sticking in rockets. See these little hubs? I got them on there for $2. These adapters, $2. This little 7-port switchable USB hub, $2. Let's see, what else do they have on here? Hey, don't do that. Jesus, stop it. I ordered one of these. I don't know if it's legit. It claims to be 100 watt, which is what I want. It says, see, I don't understand. Why does it says max 40 watt, max 66 watt, max 100 watt? Output PD, 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 3 amp, 12 volt 3 amp, 15 volt 3 amp, and 20 volt 3.25 amp, which is 66 watts roughly. But then it says output DC 4.5. Oh, that might be total. But then it says 12 volt 1.5 to 6.5 amps. So it looks like 20 volts 3.25. That's 60 plus 5. That's 65. So it's 66 watts. So it looks like it's actually a 65 watt. And it looks like if you use both ports together, you can get a total of 100 watts. That's kind of disingenuous. I'll have to test that because it says PD 100 watt. So I got one. We'll see. My concern is heat dissipation. Can it dissipate that much heat? Tools. So there's a set of wire strippers. You gotta pick one. You pick which one you want, or they might only give you one choice. I hate when they have something I want, but only in the color I don't want. If you want colored LEDs, these are a little bit more. They're $1 more, but there's a colored LED solar light set for $2.99. $2.99 is not bad for that. And it's 7 meters. This was interesting. It's a 220 volt AC remote control switched outlet. The problem is you have to order it twice because you can only get either the receiver or the remote. You can't get both. So one day you got to order the remote and one day you got to order the receiver. That's kind of annoying. Winter stuff is starting to come up, so they got gloves showing up. I ordered a couple pairs, see how good they are. They have a lot of mice like this. This is a dual mode. So this comes with a little dongle that you can plug into the computer, or it's Bluetooth. So it'll connect your computer via Bluetooth. It's not bad. For $2, I mean, it's obviously very cheap and very light, and it's rechargeable for $2. There's that light that I got. That's the other light that you can get. I dropped it on the floor, but that little security light right there says it has an 18650 cell inside, so I'm going to take it apart later and see if it actually does. There's my little astronaut guy. This is actually not a bad deal. It's $4.99, but it's 40 feet, 120 LEDs, and you get 2. I actually ordered a couple when they were $3.99. But that's great Halloween solar lighting. So that's 40 feet, which is, what, 10 meters? It's about 10 meters. Yeah, it is 10 meters. So that's 10 meter lights, solar powered, purple and orange, and you get 2 of them for $4. That's $1.99 each. For indoor in your house, hey, be nice. If you like doing house decor, LED branches. $1.99. It's probably USB. Aren't they nice? For that price, it's ridiculous. What size can you get here? 10 meter, 100 LEDs, probably USB powered. So here's the ones I've been snatching up every day, because this is a set. No, that's just a switch, but you can get these sets. Let's see, let me show you one. So you get these, that's the power device and that's the switch to turn it on and off, so I've been getting those. I could finally have 3-way switching in the hallway for Michelle. There's the bungee cord for $2. Hey, that looks pretty nice. That does Romex? It looks like it does do Romex. Or are they just lying? What are you using? Zero cleanup. Well, I got a wall clipper set, and it's got all the attachments, you know, for the lengths, and I use the 2.5 inch for the top. So I do the whole head with the 2.5 inch, and then I take the 1/2 inch one and I do just the sides and the back, and it worked. Now this is messy because I haven't brushed my hair today. I really should have. The problem is the brush that I normally use doesn't work with my hair this short, so I got to get a different brush. The current brush that I have just doesn't work when my hair is this short. It just does nothing. So I got to get a finer brush so I can actually make these hairs lay down. But yeah, it worked great. I was surprised how well it worked. The only reason I had long hair is I don't want to get a haircut because they cost money. A haircut's $30 around here, and but I prefer short because short is just you're cooler. It's you don't sweat as much. Sleeping is better. Everything's better with short hair. And so now that I can do it myself, hell yeah. I got the wall because it was only $40 and it has a 5-year warranty. You can get these, the Wago style wire connectors. I got a whole shit ton of them. Get away from me. Goddamn bug. Same thing. Let's see what else. Here's some more of those. There's a 50-pack of those wire connectors. So I got a couple hundred of those now. These are actually pretty nice. These little camping lights. Those are actually pretty nice. So that is... Seriously? So that's this. I'm hoping I can figure out how to take it apart, because I'd like to get inside here. Let's see what's in there. Little micro USB. It's got a battery inside, obviously. And then you have the light. And it's actually a pretty generous light. You can put it on low. It's got a stupid flashy mode and then off. But even the low setting is pretty decent. That's enough to light up an entire room so you can walk through it. Floby? Yeah, but they're stupid expensive. Flobies are crazy. The Floby is it's a hair cutting thing that attaches to a vacuum cleaner or a shop vac. So very loud, but and it basically sucks the hair into a tube and then cuts it. And the Floby works great, except for the fact that they don't make it anymore, which is weird. There's a new one they make that's a little bit different. It's a different company, but they don't make the Floby anymore. So the only way you're going to get them is used. You gotta buy them off Amazon and stuff like that, or eBay, and they sell for a couple $100. $100 to $200 depending on the condition. So they sell for a lot of money. But those little lights are nice. They had this nice little work light, little Cobb work light, but I passed on it because it's micro USB, and I'm trying to only get things that are USB-C. Let's see what else. That's not a bad deal. They do have it with the US plug, but for $5 you can get a 33-watt GAN charger. Yeah, they do work nice. They have the bigger one in here that I like better. If it comes up, I'll show it to you. They have all kinds of this kind of stuff, you know, different connectors and things like that. They got all kinds of that in there. And something else that I like what the EU is hopefully going to successfully do is mandate manufacturers have replaceable batteries. I am tired of devices I can't replace the battery in. I am sick and tired of that. There's those waterproof connectors. $2. This is kind of cool. I grabbed this because it was only $4. I'm not going to grab any more until after I get it and see how good it is. But it's one of those little things you stick in your ear or you're up your nose or in your mouth or whatever, and it's got a little camera on the end. So that would be handy for Rocketeers to to stick it down inside of a rocket, inside of a motor, stuff like that when you want to look inside parts you can't see easily inside your rocket. So I've ordered one. We'll see how good it is. Gator pigtails. They're starting to get some aquarium stuff. Oh, here's the one I was getting. 50 of those Wago style connectors for $2. So yeah, I've got a couple hundred of those. Hi, Knowlesy. You like the box too? Yeah? Now Noel's inside the box. Let's see, what else? Oh, here's the screwdrivers, the screw set that I got. That's that little, that's the set here. You can get SD cards, and most of them are actually legit. They're a little slow, but they're legit. They actually are the size they say they are. If you buy the 32 or 64 gig. Bigger than that, I don't know if I would trust it. It looks like gibbets are becoming popular. There's a whole crap ton of gibbets. Those are the little trinkets you stick in the holes in your Crocs. You said Floby, huh? Let's check it out. Yeah, $149. Woo! So, there's the Floby. $150 without the vacuum, $200 with the vacuum. Don't. Cat was getting ready to knock stuff off the table. I'll knock you off the table. Chinese food. Hi, baby. You like the box, huh? Yeah, you like the box? Silicone cookware. I got yeah, I got a couple here. Where is it? I just had the bagel one here. Where'd it go? There it is. Make little bagel donut shapes, muffin shapes, bread pan size, round ones for cooking cornbread. It's pretty nice. Hey, stop doing that. God, he loves messing with stuff. Here's the smart outlets. Ooh. So there's the smart outlets. $2.99. Good price. Here's something neat. Here's a borescope. I hate when it does that. So that's got the little camera on the end of it, and it plugs into your phone. And you can stick that down your drain, down your shower drain, your toilet, inside of your car engine. $2. Freaking borescope for $2. Lots of wire cutters lately. There's another borescope, $2.99. Here's a thermal temperature gun for $4. There's a let's see, $1.99 for that vise. It is adorable. It's like this big. It's actually made of metal. It's all metal, but it's a little vise this big. It's absolutely adorable. Oop, I don't see the comments. Where are they at? Oh, well, I have to cover the whole screen in order to get the contrast to show right. Because if I only do part of the screen, you can't see it. See how it gets blown out? Oh, actually, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, that doesn't look that bad. I got these. They're worth it. They're worth the $2. They're not quite as nice as they look in the picture. They're decent. The handles aren't actually handles. That's just paint. But it's nice to have. Yeah, I'm in my bedroom today. I had this computer set up here because I have a scanner. I have a A3 size scanner here. I was scanning some rocketry stuff that I got at the auction at Narum. So I have an A3 size scanner to scan big stuff like that. And so I didn't feel like moving all of this back into there. So I just like, let's do it here. I got my little ISS cupola back there. These are wonderful. You can still find like 3 or 4 of these on the site. So you can get 3 or 4 at a time. These are USB-C cables. They also have A to C cables. And that is this. Hang on, I'll show you. I can't do that one because it's entangled. There we go. So that is one of these. This is actually a micro USB one, which is awesome. So this is a cable that has a screen built in. So when you plug this in, it tells you how much power is being drawn. Like, I couldn't figure out why, I got to contact the company, why this tablet takes so long to charge up. And it's because it's only charging at 8 watts. It actually bounces from 4 to 9 to 8 to 4 to 9 to 6, 7, 9, 8. So this will only slow charge for some reason. I've plugged it into a 130 watt charger, 100 watt charger, 60 watt charger, 30 watt charger. It doesn't seem to matter. It'll only charge. It charges at less than 10 watts. It's a 22,000 milliamp hour battery. It takes forever to charge at 10 watts. It's supposed to charge at 30 watts. I don't know why it's not. So I got to contact them and find out why it's charging so slow. Basically, I charge this up once every 2 weeks. It's got such a big battery. But you can get 3 or 4 different ones of this. Make sure it says 100 watt. I've replaced every cable in the house. I now only use those cables because I got tired of figuring out which cable would do 50 watts, which cable would do 60 watts. So they're all 100 watt cables now. And so that I know that any cable I pick up will be able to power anything I pick up. And I'm getting rid of all the dumb cables, the silly ones. I keep them separate for charging trinkets. But yeah, for $2, these sell for $12 to $15 a pop, sometimes even $20 if you get the long one. These sell for between $12.99 and $19.99 on Amazon. You can get them for $2. Just make sure it's 100 watt, and watch out. The iPhone ones will sneak up on you. You'll see one that's USB-C to iPhone, and you won't realize it, and you'll get this cable like, what am I going to do with that? So, and you can also get A to C. Check for options. Like this one is available in 2 lengths. I can get this one in 1 meter or 2 meter lengths. So all you gotta do is pick 2 meters, and now you get the 2 meter cable for $2. But those cables are wonderful. They are absolutely amazing. I accidentally backed myself out of it all the way. Hey, Drone Shots! Hell, just for parts. I mean, I I don't know if I saw an HDMI switcher. But I think some of these other sections, like if I go to the buy more and save section, that's a section where you buy things for you buy more, then you save more money. So these are $1.72 a piece as long as you order at least 8 items. Most of this ships 12 days, so less than 2 weeks you got it. Not bad. Oh, I got one of these bubble guns coming in. But you don't have to order 8 of the bubble gum. You just have to order 8 items, and then you get the maximum 60% discount. So this section you can search. So HDMI switch. Let's see if we can find something cheap. Well, that's not bad. Now, you got to be careful. Unless it tells you it's free shipping, a lot of this stuff has shipping. But here is, let's see, how much is this one? $1.56 with free shipping. Oh, what the fuck? $1.56? Oh, it's add to my pick, so it's part of that 8 thing? How do I buy it? This one's free shipping too. Oh, there, it added it. Oh, it's part of that. Okay. Okay, so here, okay, so this is part of the choice. You have to go back out to the choice section, and you can see you can view your cart down here. So you just click on that little icon. So those are currently $3.38 and $2.34 because I have 5 items. If I put 8 items in here, I get the maximum discount. So you can see that is an HDMI switch for $2 or $3. So there's a 1 in, 2 out, or 2 in, 1 out HDMI switcher for about $2, $2 or $3. No, this is Aliexpress. And of course, you can get really nice HDMI cables for stupid cheap. So let's search the regular site and see what's available. HDMI switch. Here's a 3-to-1 for $4.56. So there's a 3-to-1 for less than $5. Yeah, I think I don't know how, like an Amazon link. When you click on an Amazon affiliate link, anything else you buy, I also get credit for, unless you click on someone else's link. I don't know how AliExpress works, so try it. I have an AliExpress link in the description for the camera. Try clicking on that and then just search for whatever you want and see if that works. I don't know if they require me to make an affiliate link for everything. That's probably why they have the 12-day shipping. That's probably AliExpress's response to Temu. If you go with the choice section, you can get a minimum of 3, maximum of 10 items. You only have to order 3 items. Unless you're in a different country, then the requirements are different. Like I know Canadians have different requirements. Let's see. Here is a 1x2, 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 1x2. Here's a 5x1. $7 for a 5x1. So there's a 5x1 HDMI switcher for $7. Yeah, dirt cheap. Here's one. Here's an HDMI switch with a remote control for less than $5. So that one there has got a remote. And just look for the green text that says free shipping. Although sometimes the shipping is not bad. You know, if you're getting paying $1.50 and they charge $1.50 shipping, it's $3. But if you have a problem with it and you return it, you don't get the shipping back. So you want to look for the free shipping. So if you pay $3 and $1.50 for shipping, you're only getting $1.50 back when you get a refund. See, like this one here is about the same price. It's $1.80, and then it's $4.15 shipping. So you're better off paying the higher price with the free shipping. Oh, nice. Looks like it's a KVM type setup. Nice, $10. Well, $12 for a KVM HDMI setup. Nice. Here's a 5-to-1 for $30. Nice. Figuring out what they have can be such a pain, because you just gotta scroll through and look and see what kind of junk is available. See, I prefer this one. How much are these? Oh, that's 3 switches. See, I prefer these little round switches because they're more compact and they run on 6 volts. The bigger switches, I believe, use the A23 batteries, which are 12 volts. The problem is I don't want to have to keep replacing the battery. So what I want to do is 3D print a AA battery housing to put behind the batteries, the switch in the wall. You know, make my own little junction box to put into the wall, and that'll hold 4 AA batteries because that's 6 volts. And then I could just make a dummy cell, 3D print a little dummy cell to go into the switch, so that I can run the switch off of AA's. Because if it runs a year or two off of an A23, it'll probably run a decade or more off of 4 AA's. So that's $14. It's cheaper to go the other way. Or I can get the switches by themselves for $3.66. That's not so bad. I'm going to save that. I can't search for those switches, though, because I don't know what they're called. So I have no way of telling them apart from anything else in the search. Oh, I got a set of these. They're little tea candles that are solar powered. Hello. Hell yes, I got those. I can see integrating those into 3D printing projects as well. And then you don't have to replace the batteries. You just put it out in the sun, let it charge, and it only lights up at night. So those are cool. Screws and magnets, dirt cheap. They have these solar Christmas trees that I want, but right now they're too expensive. They're $6 a piece, and that's just more than I want to pay for them. I'm spoiled. These are nice. That smart outlet has power monitoring, so it has the ability to monitor power, and it handles 20 amps. Which is nice. $8 though, a little expensive. All right, that's $296. All right, so it's $296 for just the switch. $487 for the pair. $3 for the switch is not too bad though, so I'm going to save that one. You have a great day, Dean. Sometimes you just have to scroll through and find interesting stuff. And then you can do searches for that stuff once you figure out what it is you're looking for. Oh, there we go. That can handle 30 amps? Or 40 amps? $4,000 watts. No, I want the big one. 6,600 watts, 30 amps. Does not support remote control, but it does support Smart Life. So I gotta save that. I'd like 8 kilowatts if I could. For my water heater. Oh, I was like, how could they sell that for $14? How could they sell that for 14 bucks? A little wall heater. A 1 or 2 kilowatt wall heater. Yeah, that's easy. $118 shipping. Right there. Yeah, you don't want to buy stuff like that. Because, okay, so here's the thing. Temu has a great policy of protecting their customers. If you buy something and it's bad, they'll give you your money back. And if they want it back, they'll pay for the return shipping. Here's the problem, though. If I buy something for $14 with $118 shipping, guess what my refund is? $14. So you don't want to buy that. Ever. Under any conditions. Ooh. There's a power monitor that can handle 80 amps. Interesting. But will that handle 220 single phase? And is my power single phase? Is my house 220 single phase? I don't understand what the difference is between single phase and dual phase. What's the difference? One way, two way. What's two way mean? Oh, I need both because it's 220, not 110. Very annoying. I got one of these. I just have to install it. So this bolts to your pipe, and then this just sits over top of your shutoff valve for your water. So now I can, from in the house, I can hit a button and turn off the water. Because right now I have to crawl underneath the house to get to it. It's really annoying. How much was that? No way. Yeah, $11 shipping. Okay. But there you go. There's just a ton of crap on here that, if you want gadgets, if you want goodies like this, you use Aliexpress. If you want home decor and clothing, then you use Temu. I usually get a better price on gadgets on Aliexpress. And if you want home decor type stuff, then you go to Temu and get that. But yeah, I am super excited to print with this Candy Burst. What was the other color I got? Oh, because I just ordered 4. I ordered metallic silver, indigo golden sparkle, which is really nice, iridescent bubblegum, and I got another roll of the golden blood diamond translucent PGG. So I have those 4 colors plus these 10 colors. So I'm going to have some really cool atomic filament colors to print with over the next few months. This is going to be fun. I want to do a pumpkin with the translucent orange, and then I want to integrate the solar light into the pumpkin, because that would be a nice way of adding a whole bunch of light to the pumpkin. But of course I'm going to have to take this apart, see what kind of batteries in here. It's probably a AA or 2/3 AA cell. That's usually what they use. Hopefully, because it's a 5-meter string, they use the full-size AA cell, because then I could put a larger battery in there. Although usually your limiting factor is the size of the solar panel. However, because these are $2, it's not that big of a loss to hack them and combine them together. So for example, I could put a larger battery in here and then wire in the solar panel from a second one of these to this one, so I can double my solar input for charging. But you got to be careful doing that. Some of these use... I know that, but you could have 220 single phase and you can have 220 two-phase. And which one you have depends on the gadget you have to buy. So I have to know which one I have in order to know which meter to buy. Because the single phase isn't going to work if I have two-phase, and the two-phase is probably more expensive than I need if I have the single phase. So what's the difference between single phase 220 and two-phase 220? What's the difference? Let's see if it tells me online. Oh. Is US Okay, so US houses use split phase, but what does that mean? Okay, it's split, not two. So it is single phase. Okay, good. So I can use the single phase gizmos. Well, see, that's the difference. In the U.S., our houses get 220. Most people don't realize this, but most U.S. homes are actually 220 power. At the breaker box, that 220 is split into two halves, 120 and 120. That's why if you look at your breaker box, if you take the breakers out, the bus bars behind the breakers, you'll notice they do this. Okay, so when you have 120, your breaker connects only to this one, or this one here. Okay, and when you have 220, it connects to both of these. That's the difference between 120 and 220 in our house. Now, we sometimes call that two-phase because we have the 120 and the 120 put together, but that's not true. It's actually single-phase 220, and we're just splitting it into two legs. So you have this 120 leg and this 120 leg, which is actually why it's important to have a properly set up breaker box. You need to make sure you balance your legs, or your power factor goes into the shitter. So you have, let's say you have 100 amp service. Well, that means you need to try to balance out, 50 amps on each side. Now, if 220 breakers don't matter, they automatically balance because they're using the full 220. Now, because I see a lot of people calling us two-phase power, and that's not what we have. We have split phase. We take a single 220 phase and we split it into two 120. So it is single phase, which means I need to buy the energy monitors that are single phase. Okay. Some places actually have two-phase 220. So that's where they're actually two separate waveforms 90 degrees apart. And that's different. The meter has to do different stuff to work with that. But thankfully, we don't have that here in the US, so I don't have to worry about that. And you can even have three-phase power and stuff like that. It gets really weird. Over my head. I also got this. Except they always come broken. Every single one of them has come broken. The plate itself, it's always broken. Is that glue stick? So it's a little DIY kit to create a light up spaceman. So there's the astronaut with his rocket ship. Is that glue stick? Or is that just a... I think that's actually... I think they give you the glue sticks to put this together. Little USB string of lights. And of course it comes with a plate to mount it all on. But the plate is always broken because they don't ship it well. But these are just dinner plates. I can go to the dollar store and get these. So the idea is you take the plate, you hot glue this. These are straws. Oh my god, this is amazing. They're using all off-the-shelf components to do this. This is so cheap. It's awesome. It's actually impressive that they could go to this length to make something so cheap that works. So yeah, this is going to go in here, I think. I think that's going to go like that. And then you hot glue this to the plate, okay? And then you dab on hot glue, you put your lights on the bottom, and you use this fuzz stuff to create what looks like a rocket plume taking off. I don't understand. You don't. 3D design has nothing to do with materials. 3D design is strictly 3D design. Materials is something you do during manufacturing, not during design. This goes in here. So your little rocket ship sits on the end there like that. And this sits like that. And then you have the fuzz covering all of this to make it look like a rocket plume. You would send them two separate files. And you would say, this file you're going to do this way with this material. This file you're going to do this way with this material. You would not send them together. That's a really good way to get not what you want. You make it as simple as possible. You'd be placing two separate orders, and you'd, like if you were using a PCBWay or Shapeways or something like that, you'd be processing two separate items, and you would say this item manufacture this way using this process using this material. This item manufacture this way using this process using this material. Okay. So basically what you're buying is the little astronaut guy and the lights. The rest is just, this is just pillow stuffing, glue sticks, a dinner plate, and a couple of plastic straws. And the idea is, oh, literally just unfurls like that. Okay. There it is. Okay. And then this would plug into USB. So I should be able to plug this into here, make it light up. There it is. So there's your little light string. So ideally, you would run this up. Oh man, this is going to tangle badly. Wow, this is so poorly wrapped. You'll destroy this. You're absolutely going to destroy this. Wow, they fucked up wrapping this up so bad. Because you will decimate this if you're not careful. Oh, this is so poorly wrapped. Oh my god, this is so badly done. Got it. Oh, nope, not quite. Oh, this is a tangle monster. This is screaming, tangle me. Oh my god, what a tangle monster. The person who wrapped this in the factory should be shot. Just pull them off the line them up against the wall, and shoot them. Well, or you would assemble it. Oh my god, this is so bad. The person who put this together at the factory, they should be shot. Covered in honey and fed to bears. That person doesn't deserve to live. Yep, they're food. Eat them. Oh my god, this is so bad. It is so tangled. And you saw how careful I was. It's just so badly wound. There we go. Oh my god, that was so bad. The person who wrapped this, they need to be eaten alive. So what I would do is shove some of this up here. Just like that. Get it up inside there. There we go. So this way your rocket trail will light up a little bit. I'll probably 3D... I plan to get rid of this anyway. I want to 3D print a little dome of the moon. So it looks like you're taking off from the moon. And then this would glue to the top of that. And light up. And then the rest of it would light up the base. And then this would just plug in and you'd have your lights. Come on, stop effing with me. There we go. So there's your little fairy string of lights. That's kind of a cool little DIY kit. I kind of dig that. I don't like the way the straws go together. It's kind of janky. But the little astronaut guy's cute. Now, it is confirmed I can probably 3D print different versions of this if I want. So make a different rocket, for example. So it looks like all I need to what I really need is to just simply order these. You know, if I could find these lights cheap enough. But at $2, it's worth it to get everything. You know, even if you don't use it all. Because at that price, you know, it's hard to argue. You know, especially because you get the fuzz, you get the glue sticks, you get the little astronaut guy. I could even see making an actual rocket display stand with that. So put an 18mm motor mount on the top of it. And then you can mount your rocket to it. So you can take your, you can take your own rocket and mount it to that to be able to have that effect. I almost got the size of that hole correct. This does fit. It goes about halfway in and then gets real tight. So I'm surprised I got that size correct. I gotta make it like 0.1 millimeters bigger. For some reason, this motor's bulged a little bit. yeah, I'm surprised I got that close. Close enough that it would work. And of course, because this is so open, it wouldn't be that hard to shove something in here and pop it out. Now I need to verify that that fits an 1/8 inch. I'm just going to attach the shock cord on the outside here. Very interesting. Yeah, stupid crazy stuff. I am excited about this Candy Burst color. It is a really, really cool color. It's like a and even still, I wouldn't trust a manufacturer to be able to read that file and understand it. That's a good way to not get what you want. Remember, the guys you're sending it to probably don't even speak English. They're going to put it through a translator. So, yeah, be careful. I got little Lego kits. They had some rocket ones. They had 2 different rocket ones. So I got them both. This is the space shuttle one. Oh, there's a little launch tower. Oh, that is so cute. So I'm probably going to build this tonight. It even comes in a box. So that's the little space shuttle one. And then you have, it looks like an Ariane rocket, like a Chinese rocket. It's not an Ariane, I forget what the Chinese ones are called. But it's a Chinese rocket. Long March. That's probably what it is. It's probably a Long March rocket. Hey Colin, how are you today? So that's kind of cool. Again, $2 for a little Lego kit. I can live with that. Especially space themed. I'm hoping if this is nice enough that if I can get enough of them, you know, depending on how long they're available, that I can get enough to sell. So like I said, I'm hoping to sell the rocket mounts for like $10. I'm hoping to sell the little astronaut flying helicopter guy for $10, and maybe sell these for $10. I gotta see what kits like this sell for on Amazon. On Amazon, see what they sell for. It's kind of cute though. Does it actually include instructions? It does. Okay. It's even got a strong back cradle. That's cute. Oh, that is very cute. They literally made a little itty bitty space shuttle. Oh, that's adorable. That is adorable. I'm going to have fun with that. Okay, I see now. I wish it was easier to 3D print this kind of stuff, because this would be so ideal for 3D printing. You know, if you could download a Lego kit or a block kit and be able to just, you know, print all the parts, and then you probably could, but it would be a pain. Yeah, you're better off doing something like 3D Printing Professor's Build-A-Block set, because they're designed more for 3D printing. But it would be nice to be able to, you know, download a kit and then have you would need a color printer. So you would definitely need something like a Bamboo AMS type setup, you know, with the 4, 8, or 16 colors. And I still got to work on that that palette. I can't wait to play with that. I want to play with it so bad. I'm super excited about playing with that. But right now I'm just not in a position where I can do that yet, because that's going to take a dedicated space, dedicated time. Some of these colors would be pretty cool in it though. But oh, it even comes with stickers. Oh my god, it comes with stickers. That's so awesome. That is adorable. That is actually really cool. It's just complicated enough to give you a little bit of a challenge, but simple enough to be able to do in one night, and also small and affordable. That is really cool. That is cool. I like that. Huh. Alrighty, critters. I gotta make a run. Do I have anything else in here? Probably. I want to show you those Wago connectors. Those are pretty neat. If I can find them. I have so many of these things now. Oh, look at this. This was surprising. I got one of each because I wasn't sure if they were any good. They're actually both pretty good. I wanted big giant ladles for, you know, taking dumplings out, for taking raviolis out, because it's always a pain. You can only grab 2 or 3 at a time. So that's a big giant ladle. Now this is a single piece, and it's actually surprisingly nice. I wonder if that's actually made of nylon. It feels like nylon, but I'm not sure. It's got a little dimple so it doesn't fall into your pot. Really nice. And this one's even bigger. And it's colored. So this one's orange. And this one's pretty darn strong too. You know, I don't foresee that being too much of a problem with that breaking anytime soon. More pronounced divot so that it doesn't fall in your pot. I like the design of this one better, but I like the color and size of this one better. But yeah, $2. Those I'm going to use a lot. Another one of those solar lights. Alligator clips. 5 pairs. Nice, decent alligator clips. And if you don't mind smaller alligator clips, you can get 10 pairs for $2. Another bungee. Another camera. This is some stuff I got from Michelle. A cute little phone purse. And I got these adorable little pink, you know, animal hats. She loves that kind of stuff. I can't afford to get her much, but I can build a pretty nice goodie box for Christmas from this site. Oh, this is so cool. I love this. If you do 3D printing, you're going to know what this is. But this is just so much fun. It's a 4-port USB-C hub in the shape of a banana. That's so fucking adorable. I love that. Banana for scale. How awesome is that? Oh, God, I love that. And now I want to see if I could take it apart, get the guts out, and 3D print a chili pepper or a jalapeno pepper. You know, 3D print different shells for the USB hub. There we go. There's the Wagyus. Well, they're not Wagos. These are not the nice ones. But isn't that freaking awesome? That little banana USB. And I got a banana thumb drive too. You pull the top off the banana. It's a USB thumb drive. It hasn't come in yet. So here's the wire connectors. So these are actually pretty ingenious. Normally, I'd be like, okay, cheap Chinese. This is $2 for 50 of them. How good can they possibly be? But you know something? I'm running a maximum of 100 watts through these things. I don't care. I'm running so low power that it just doesn't matter. So the way that works is you open these up. Oh man, that is hard to push. That's a pretty strong spring. So you open them up like that. You stick your wire in there, and then you close them. And that's it. It's a wire nut. It's that simple. And this one even has the test probe spot in the back so you can probe it with a meter. That's cool. Isn't that neat though? Just a little wire nut. But it's a clamp, so it's totally reusable. You open these up. You can put oh, a lot easier the second time. They're smaller, they're easier, they're reusable, they're secure. I mean, they're just nice. I got a couple hundred of them now. And I got 3 colors. I think I got red, orange, and blue. But I also got some nicer ones that I ordered. I was like $20 for how many? 30 of them. That's all I need for the project. It's 3 in, 9 out. So no, because what I'm gonna do is each time I get to a location, I'm gonna have 3 wires. You know, you have your live, neutral, and ground. And I'm using 14.2. So 3 in, and then with the I'm sorry, 6 out. 3 in, 6 out. So that the 3 will continue on to the next device, and the 3 will go to whatever device I'm currently working on. So I'm going to design 3D print a junction box that will have an input and an output. It'll have 2. It'll be a T. So you have input, output, input, output. You have 4 holes. So the wire can come in one. It'll go to the wire nuts. It gets split, okay, and then one will go back out to the next thing, and then that will come off that junction box and go down to a one of the 433 megahertz switching units, and then that will go to whatever. Like this one doesn't need it because this one this one doesn't need it because it has a remote. But like a light fixture, it would have one of the Zigbee Toyo 433 megahertz receivers. So go into that and then out again, and then that would go to the light. I am not going to mess with the house wiring. I'm just going to cap off the house wiring. I'm literally going to take these little wing nuts, these little things here, and just put it over it, cap it, and so I don't have to mess with the house wiring. And I'll have my own separate grid for my power stuff. So in the beginning, it's not going to be off-grid. It's going to be what I call time-shifted power. So I have a battery box, it has an inverter. Power goes into the battery box and then out to my grid. And then the battery box will plug into an outlet. But it'll plug into the outlet using a smart switch. The smart switch will be programmed to turn off when power is expensive. So at 4:30 p.m. it'll turn off. At 10:30 p.m. it'll turn back on. In the wintertime at 6 a.m. it'll turn off, and then at 9 a.m. it'll turn back on again. This way, whenever power is 20 cents a kilowatt, it'll turn off. And now this stuff will run off of the battery. And then when power turns back on, it'll recharge the battery. Easy peasy, yummy squeezy. And eventually, however, when I have the money and I could buy, like for this, I only need 1 solar panel. So $100 for 1 solar panel. Just got to save up the money. I don't have $100. But buy 1 solar panel, put it on the roof of the patio out back, and then plug that solar panel into the battery. And now I can unplug the battery box from the AC outlet. Now all of my lighting and my fans will be off grid. That's a 1.2 kilowatt hour battery, which should be enough to run all the stuff that I run overnight. That should be enough power. I know it can run the lights. It all depends on how much power these fans take. Now I know at this speed here, at 1, it's nothing. What I don't know is how much power does it consume at level 2. I don't know. I mean, if we're talking 20 or 30 watts, we're okay. If we're talking 400 or 500 watts, then I got a problem. Because that will exceed my 1.2 kilowatt hour capacity. So it all depends. But most of the time, it's on 1 or 2. It's never on 3. So we'll see. Get little bits off grid, a little bit at a time. And what I'll do is, when I have enough batteries for the next component to be off grid, well, then I'll do that. I'll switch that to off grid. Like I might eventually put the lights and ceiling fans on actual batteries with an MPPT controller, and use the battery box for the fridges. Because I think that'll be enough. These fridges average 25 watt hours. So if we assume 125 watt hours times 24, That's 3,000 watt hours. That's 3 kilowatt hours to run the 2 fridges and 2 freezers, which means that battery's not big enough. But it should be big enough to run overnight. So it should be big enough to last from when the sun goes down to when the sun comes back up again. The only battery you want to use is LFP, lithium iron phosphate. You don't want to use anything else. Lithium iron phosphate has a cycle life measured in thousands of cycles, not hundreds of cycles like lithium ion or lithium polymer. And it doesn't burst into flames like lithium ion does when it gets angry. So it's not going to burn your house down. So lithium iron phosphate. Now the thing is, for your CPAP, we need to know how much power your CPAP consumes so that we can calculate the length of time you need. So let's see. Let's look something up. I do have a little bit of time, so I can do this real quick. Hang on. Okay. It looks like CPAPs consume between 30 and 60 watts without a heated humidifier at a usual pressure level of 7 to 12 centimeters H2O. You could be looking at 70 to 100 watts with a heated humidifier. So if you're not using a humidifier, and if you're on battery power, you're probably not, you're looking at 30 to 60 watts. Now, at 30 watts, you're pretty doable. At 60 watts, it's a lot harder. Now, the question is that 60 watts power it needs, but it's like a fridge, it turns on and off? Or is that continuous 60 watts? So what you need to do is to buy a power meter. Let me show you. This one. Let's go to Amazon. Smart plug metering. Alright, now if you already have a smart power setup, you're going to want to use one that is compatible with your system. So for example, I only use Toyo and Smart Life because I have a whole bunch of Toyo and Smart Life. But if you're buying just one for the experiment I'm about to tell you to do, then any brand will work. So I advise you to buy this one because it's only $8. LFP, or lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4. So that plug right there that's the first thing you have to buy. You got to buy that. Let me see. Do they have a Smart Life one that doesn't? That's Casa. That's Sonoff. That's a Zigbee. Let's see. That's Goodie. That's SwitchBot. Don't they have Toyo? Here we go, Toyo Smart Life. Do they have a single one really cheap? Yes. Alright, which ones does this work with? Alexa. It doesn't matter. Smart Life, here we go. So here's one for $13.99. You can get a 1-pack for $7.99. Here's the one you want. This is the one I would advise because I know how this one works. So I know this will do what you need. So consider this one instead. That's $8. You get one of them. If you think you're going to have fun using these things, get the 2-pack for $14. You save $1. Actually, you save $2. You're getting them for $6 a piece, $7 a piece. So $8. That's a smart meter. You download an app on your phone called Smart Life, and you plug this thing into your wall outlet. You sync it to your phone, and then you plug your CPAP machine into this outlet. And then you just let it run. You let your CPAP machine run overnight. And it will tell you in the app how much power you consumed. So, for example, let me show you. IoT, Smart Life. Now, my network is metered. Where's my network? Network, here we go. So you open up your Smart Life and you have this where you can turn it on and off. Down here you have the little lightning bolt. That's your electric. And you can see I'm currently drawing 0.22 kilowatt hours, so 22 watt hours. And you can see here's my daily power consumption every day. This is how much power it consumes. As you can see, I'm consuming right around 12 kilowatt hours per month. Which means it costs me, not what I wanted. So 12 times 0.147, it costs me $1.76 a month in electricity to power my network equipment. That's both my router and my modem. So that's running on a smart switch. And if I go into details, so here, click on August, you can see I'm using 0.39 kilowatt hours per day. And once we have that data, then we can size the battery that you're going to need to run your CPAP machine. So let's say your CPAP machine consumes an average of 30, 40, 50, 60. Let's say it consumes an average of 45 watt hours, right in the middle. All right, and you need to run this thing. For, I don't know, 12 hours a day. You're in bed 10 hours. Call it 10 hours to be safe. So 45 watt hours times 10, which means we need 450 watt hours in order to run your device overnight, which means a 300 watt hour battery box is probably not going to be enough. You're going to want at least a 500 or a 600 watt hour battery box in order to guarantee you could run that thing overnight. Now, if it's a 30 watt hour, a 300 watt hour would just about do it. If it's 60 watt hours, then you need at least 600 watt hours to run that thing overnight. And you also have efficiency losses. Oddly enough, you're probably better off using the AC inverter, because over the last 10 years we've made improvements to AC inverters, but nobody has improved the 12-volt DC-DC converters. So now AC inverters are actually more efficient than DC converters, meaning you'll actually extract more usable power from your battery box than you would on going direct DC. So we are looking for a battery box. Nope. I think we just do a search for solar generator. What the hell are you doing? So here we go. 288 watt hours, too small. 111, too small. 293, too small. Let's see. 550 watt hours, this would do it. So this unit here, now let's go over this and make sure it has the critical components. First of all, it's $200, which is dirt freaking cheap. Wow, that's actually a really good price. So $299, $100 Q. Oh, you cannot see what I'm looking at. Derp. So let me do this so that you can see what I'm looking at. No, actually, refrigerators don't consume all that much power. They are surprisingly power efficient. So I have two fridges, so I'm way less efficient than normal, but I consume 50 watt hours. So that is 1.2 kilowatt hours per day. That's actually about the normal for a refrigerator. A refrigerator is between 1 and 1.5 kilowatt hours per day. So my two smaller fridges is 1.2 kilowatt hours. Times that by 365, 438,000 watt hours. So we divide that by 1,000, and that gets 438 kilowatt hours. My power is split, but my average is 14.7 cents. So times 0.147, and both of my fridges will consume $64 in electricity per year. As you can see, that is minuscule. That is less than, what, 1/15th, 1/20th my electric consumption. So refrigerators are actually not very power hungry. The big things for power are going to be your dryer is not that big a deal because it's a intermittent use item, but your big ticket items are going to be air conditioners, heaters, ranges, and hot water heaters. One of the reasons why a lot of people have very cheap electric bills is because they don't. They think they do. What's happening is you're splitting. You got to stop calling it your electric bill and call it your energy bill. So my energy bill is electric only. A lot of people have split energy bills. They have electric and they have gas. You have to add both of them together to get your true energy costs. Aliexpress is what I use. I would not buy something like this off Aliexpress. Not unless it was a stupid good deal. I just wouldn't. I want that return. I want that warranty. But this here is stupidly cheap. It's $200, $199. So that's $199. In fact, that is such a good deal. I'm going to put a link to that. I'm amazed how cheap these things are getting. A couple of years ago, this would have been $600 or $700. So, does this meet my requirements? Let's see here. We do have USB-C, but it doesn't tell me how much or if it's bidirectional. We do have 12 volt. We have AC. And there's your solar input. There should be a DC input here somewhere too. Two C ports, two A ports, wireless charging, AC outlet, car port, which will also be your AC port. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Oh, they're using the Dean's connector for your AC input. So there's your AC input, 5 to 6 hours, solar 4 to 6 hours, car 6 to 7 hours. Okay. So $200. So it's a good price. 600 watt, more than enough power to run whatever you need to run. 550 watt hour. Assuming your device uses 55 watt hours or less, this will run it all night. And lithium iron phosphate. Always look for the lithium iron phosphate. You do not want a lithium iron battery box. But for $199, you get a 550 watt hour battery box that's lithium iron phosphate. It's not the best featured. It's not the highest rated. It's not a super nice unit. But it has all the specs you need for a very, very good price. Let's see. You can hook up to 120 watts of solar to it. Will it charge via USB-C? I don't think so. I think those USB-C outlets are dumb outlets. That's 266 watt hours. It's not enough. You need at least 500 watt hours. That is too expensive. Too small. That's pretty big, but too expensive. Too small. Too small. Ooh. That looks pretty nice. Ooh, now okay, this is nice. It's a little bit more money. It's $260. But you're getting a little bit more power, not that much more, but better specs. It is lithium iron phosphate, good. So that one's $260. You get 2 AC outlets. You get 2 C and 2 A outlets. And what's nice is that the USB-C PD 100 watt is bidirectional. So you can put out a 100 watt USB-C and you can also take in a 100 watt USB-C. You got your DC outlets. You got 4 AC outlets total. And you have, looks like dual inputs on the bottom. So you can plug 2 chargers into this if you need to charge it faster, and probably 3 chargers. Most of these devices will take a charge from all of their inputs simultaneously. So you can plug in 2 chargers into here and 1 charger into the USB-C and charge it up faster. This is nice. You got a 30 watt USB-C for your phones, and you got a 100 watt for your tablets and laptops. You got a 12 volt socket so you can plug in car accessories. It's got wireless charging on top. This is a nice unit. That's a damn nice unit. Might be worth grabbing the warranty. 4-year warranty for $50. That's not too bad. That's 1/5 the price. It's 20%, which is my limit. My limit for a warranty is 20%, depending on the device. But if this thing ever pukes its guts up, you'll be protected if you pay for that warranty. And of course, if you use your Amazon card, you get 5% off. So that's going to save you $12.50. You'll get cash back. And if you get the warranty, you're looking at $15 cash back. So you'd be getting the warranty for $32. Not bad. Now this is an EcoFlow, but it's too small. At 256 watt hours, it's not big enough. If you are worried about not having enough power, this will take care of that. So this is basically the same battery box for $50 more, but with a bigger battery. So instead of 560 watt hours, you get 716 watt hours. And you get 700 watts on the AC ports. So this is basically the exact same box with all the same positive features, but with a bigger battery. So this one here should run a CPAP machine for 18 to 20 hours, almost a full day. So you might get 2 full nights out of this battery, even if you don't recharge it, maybe. But same thing, you have your 4 AC outlets, your DC outlets, your car port, your quick charge 3 outlets, and your USB-C PD outlets. That's a nice box. 716 watt hours is nice. That's nice. Wow, $400 for a kilowatt. I don't know anything about this brand. Looks like it does have a bidirectional port down there somewhere. I can't read what it says, but there's a lot of text, so it's probably bidirectional. Oh, this has got weird Euro outlets. I don't know anything about this brand, man. Ooh. Oh, PD input, PD output. So 60. It's only 60 watts, but it is bidirectional. There's your AC ports. There's your DC input. Not a bad unit, but I don't know the brand. I don't know enough to be able to say yes. You know, this other one I showed you, I have one of those. I use them, so I know they so far are halfway decent. Absolutely. Now, will it run a TV and your CPAP all night? No. Will it run your TV for an hour or two, to watch a movie and then run your CPAP all night? If you buy the bigger one, yes, I think that'll do that. I mean, not if you try to run a 60-inch screen, but if you're running like a little 32 or 40-inch panel and you want to run that for like 2 hours and then still have enough power to run your CPAP the rest of the night, then the 700 watt hour should handle that. So $300. That's too small. Too small. Too small. Too small. Too small. Yeah, you're looking at this one. If you want to run a TV and the CPAP, you're looking at this. Now, if your CPAP is a higher power unit, you'll need this to run your CPAP overnight. But if you're talking about sleeping 8 hours, we call it 10 to be safe, assuming you average 45 watt hours. 45 times 10 hours, that's 450 watt hours, minus 716. That leaves us with 266. But we're going to subtract that 66 because you have overhead costs. So that leaves you with 200 watt hours to run a TV. So you could probably run a 32-inch screen for a couple of hours, 3 or 4 hours maybe. It all depends on how much power the TV consumes. Smaller the TV, the less power it consumes. And if you want to plug a DVD player or something into it, you got to add the power that consumes. But yes, this in theory, without knowing more about how much power your CPAP consumes, in theory, though, this unit here should run a TV for a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, enough to watch a movie, for example, and run your CPAP all night. And then you could plug in the AC outlet and the USB-C at the same time if you want to charge it faster. Can't think of anything else. No. This is going to be your best bet if you want to run the TV and the CPAP at the same time. The $50 cheaper unit would probably do fine if you're only running the CPAP, but this if you're running both. Alrighty, I'm going to go up and hit Roadrunner for some veggies. So I'm going to call it quits. I will see you guys later. Thank you very much for joining in. I look forward to making some projects using these new atomic colors that I got. I'm really excited about the trans orange, the true gold, and the candy blast. I'm actually kind of intrigued by the galactic gray, the galactic ghost gray, and the starry night. Those have glitters in them, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how they print out. But that candy burst looks so good. It's like an iridescent bubblegum pink. It's like a hot pink bubblegum mixed together with an iridescence. Yep, I will work on them. And go from there. So you guys have a great night. Thank you very much for joining in. Don't forget, as an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. So when you use those affiliate links down below, I make a little bit of money. And if you want to support me on the regular, I have PayPal down there, and I have my Patreon down there. So I will see you guys later.